Lent is a special time for Christians. It is a time to think about our lives. We think about our relationship with God. Lent helps us to grow closer to God. Lent is a time of preparation. We prepare for Easter. Easter is the most important celebration for Christians. It is when we remember Jesus' resurrection. This journey of reflection lasts for 40 days. This reminds us of Jesus' time in the desert. He spent 40 days fasting and praying. We try to follow his example. Lent is a time to turn away from sin. It is a time to turn back to God. Lent begins on Ash Wednesday. In 2025, Ash Wednesday falls on March 5th. This day marks the beginning of our Lenten journey. It is a day of repentance and humility. On Ash Wednesday, we receive ashes on our foreheads. The priest reminds us, "Remember that you are dust, and to dust you shall return." This reminds us of our mortality. It helps us to focus on spiritual things. Lent ends just before Easter Sunday. Easter celebrates the resurrection of Jesus. His resurrection is a victory over sin and death. It gives us hope for new life. The weeks leading up to Easter are filled with anticipation. We call this Holy Week. It is a time for special services and reflections. Fasting is an important part of Lent. We deny ourselves certain pleasures. This helps us to focus on God. It also helps us to grow in self-control. Prayer is another important practice during Lent. We spend more time in prayer. We talk to God. We listen for his guidance. Almsgiving is the third pillar of Lent. We give to those in need. This reminds us of God's generosity. It also helps us to grow in compassion. These three practices help us to grow closer to God. They prepare our hearts for Easter. Lent is celebrated worldwide. Different cultures have unique traditions. These traditions enrich the Lenten experience. In some countries, people fast from specific foods. Others give up certain luxuries. These acts of self-denial vary from culture to culture. Many cultures have special Lenten processions. These processions often feature statues or images that are important to their faith. Music and singing are also common elements of these processions. The common thread is a focus on spiritual renewal. People from all walks of life use this time to deepen their faith. Lent is a time for reflection, repentance, and renewal. It is a journey that leads us towards the joy of Easter.